What is happening, folks? I'm Adequate, and today you join me for a very sad video. Today is the final video of our Titanfall 2 max rank series. Now, in the previous video we did complete the final Titan, but in this video we are going to rank every Titan on a tier list, play them one more time, and just give my final overall opinions on the Titans. This has been such a crazy journey over the past year. This video also marks the 1 year anniversary of the very first video I posted, and I think that's when I'm going to do the anniversary of the channel instead of when the channel was created, just when the first video was posted, because for me that's my first time where I've branched out and I've extended an arm into the YouTube life. So happy 1 year anniversary for everybody on the channel. I want to thank everybody. We currently have over 500 subscribers, and I just couldn't be more grateful to be in the position I am. It may not be 1,000 subscribers, it may not be 10,000 subscribers, but by God is it 500 more subscribers than I thought I was ever going to get. So a massive thank you. From the bottom of my heart, I really do appreciate it, and I really do appreciate every single one of you. Now, getting into this anniversary video, I think it is only right that we do this 1 year anniversary video, making it the last video of the series that was the very first video on the channel. So I think it's just a touching send off for both celebrating the anniversary of the channel, but also seeing off this series in a proper way. So to do this video today, we are going to play through every single Titan, and I'm gonna have some footage in the background. I'm just gonna be talking over each Titan, but to determine what Titan we are playing, we're going to spin a wheel that will tell us what Titan we're going to play. So it's not just going to be, since I use Scorch and then Ion and Northstar, that's the order I'm going to play them in. No, I just want it to be random, and I want it to just be cool. So we're going to do that, and so we're going to hop over to the wheel now and see what Titan we are playing first. So now over at the wheel, we have all of our Titans in the middle of the wheel, and we're just going to give this a big old spin, and we are going to see what it gives us and what Titan we will be playing first in this video. So let's give her a spin. Oh, I was almost Legion. I was almost it. So we're playing Monarch. Okay, so let's get into Monarch. So Monarch for me has to be one of the most all-round Titans. I think it shares that with another Titan that's going to come up later, but it really does well in terms of damage and survivability. Not only can you dish out really decent damage and it feels like you are doing something, but you can also get health back by what you're seeing on screen now. Just being able to steal batteries, and yes, it isn't the fully amped batteries, but it's still health in the middle of a match, which is really crucial. But Monarch is very unique in the fact that it can just dish out damage very easily, especially with its third core upgrade. It does really well. If you set Monarch up for a damage build, you can pretty well hold your own against a big wave of enemies that are coming. Like here you can just see we have Scorch Titans, which I absolutely hate fighting against, plus Nuke Titans who have shield, and they are just coming at you. But with a mixture of just the damage output, your smoke, and your survivability, you can last a long time. I think in this entire Monarch game, we did not lose our shield once. And it isn't just the footage I'm showing you. The entire match, we did not dip into our, actual health. It was just our shield. So it does survive pretty well. I know the game mode is on easy, but, you know, keeping your shield the entire time, I think that's pretty good going. But just that final core upgrade in which it increases the damage speed of the gun is just insane. I think the proper way to build this Monarch is with a damage build. You can do other stuff if you want, and it is cool that you can do different core upgrades. Monarch is a unique 7th Titan they did add, and they just really wanted to, I assume, just spice it up with Monarch and just do something different, especially because Monarch was the chassis of the main character in the story, BT. But I think Monarch just is such a solid Titan. It was a Titan that I regularly used even before starting this series. It was a really good Titan, and I think in this game we do pretty well. I think we're top of the leaderboard at the end of it. But just look at the damage, and especially like the Aegis upgrades you get are all really quite useful. One of them is where like you'll do additional damage against weak points, which is really, really good. So that's why I'm just constantly aiming for those weak points and just get as much damage. The only thing I will say with Monarch is that I wish the clip was just a bit longer, like the total amount of bullets you get in your magazine. But that's the only thing I have about this, and if it was like that, it would be insanely overpowered. But look at that, just under 1500 points and 5000 score overall in terms of combat score. So very, very good. Monarch is very good. So to begin, we have Monarch, and I think I'm going to place Monarch in A tier, and the reason for that is just because it is just such a good all-around Titan. It is so solid in basically any map you put it in. Yes, there's maybe better maps for better Titans, but I think Monarch is just such a good all-around Titan. Its damage is there, its mobility is there. I think it deserves to be an A. It maybe, you could maybe argue, very bottom S tier just with its unique core abilities, but for me, I think it's very much a high rank A. Okay, so with Monarch out of the way, now we spin again, and Monarch is obviously not included in the wheel, so we will spin for our next Titan, which is going to be Scorch. Okay, Scorch. The good old reliable, the main Titan, the one that started it all, Scorch. So let's get to it. Now, before anything, we have been absolutely shafted by the Titanfall 2 map picker, whatever it is that decides what map we play, because it has possibly given us the worst map for Scorch. This map hardly has any proper funnel lanes, and it's so spread out that with Scorch being so slow, this really not a prime example. But anyway, we rock and we roll. Instances like this where you can just absolutely wipe out as many enemies as possible that you can with the wide thermite. The area of effect of that thermite is so useful in cutting off lanes. See maps like Rise and Blackwater Canal and hell, even Homestead, you can absolutely dominate with this Titan because you can just close down all those lanes that all the Titans want to walk through. The incendiary traps are probably your best friend, as well as that slam we just did. It is fantastic at how well Scorch works. Scorch was my OG, and it was the reason why I started this, essentially. You know, I really wanted to max rank Scorch, and I thought, you know what, why not make a YouTube series out of it too? But just the absolute pressure you can put on Titans and just close down lanes, even the core up slam there, it's just fantastic. See, lighting up so many traps for when Titans first spawn, really, really good. And I say, but Scorch just absolutely shines in being able to close down the lanes in which Titans walk. But it does struggle with maps like this, in which it's very open and the map is very big. Like Dry Dock here is a very long map, so if you clear your side and you know there's not going to be any more enemies coming on your side, you're going to spend a long time walking over to the other side, and if your teammates are already over there doing the damaging, getting the kills, by the time you get over there, you're just going to be getting the scraps of the enemies. So Scorch is fantastic, but you can't let the enemies come to you and just sit at those choke points of maps. But the absolute damage, the damage is good. It's not insanely fast, like it is still fast, but it's the fact that you can damage as many Titans that are standing in your incendiary traps or any sort of thermite you put on the ground. Scorch, in my eyes, is one of the best Titans in this game. It is just fantastic. But as I said, maps like this, and it's a very small, maybe only one or two maps where it doesn't really shine. This one I think is the worst one for it, and obviously we just get it, but we still do fantastic in this game. We get top of the leaderboard, and it's hard to find a flaw other than the mobility with Scorch. But fantastic all-round Titan, and I really wouldn't change a thing. So I know it wasn't a great example, we got really done dirty with the map, but I think given the performance that Scorch can put in, I think it's just that one map. Honestly, we couldn't have gotten a worse map. But if you get a map with those lanes and the Titans just filter down, you can absolutely just kick your feet up and hold them. You can hold the line so easily with this Titan. So for that reason, and I know the potential of Scorch, it's definitely an S tier. For me, Scorch is definitely an S tier. Its ability just to cause so much damage to so many Titans in a given area is just very, very unique, and I think it 100% deserves to be an S tier. So with Scorch out of the way, we now move on to the next Titan, which is going to be, drumroll please, what's it gonna be? What's it looking? Legion? Legion? Is it Legion? It looks like Legion. Legion it is, and let's move on to the next match, and hopefully we'll get a decent map, because just once again you can see from the previous Scorch example that was just not the best map for Scorch by any stretch of the imagination. So let's hopefully we can get a decent Legion map, so let's go. So with Legion, I think I really kind of struggled in the beginning of it. I think I struggled with the mobility, plus it just wasn't the best in terms of putting its damage out. I think it really does need the Aegis upgrades to just really shine through that little bit more. But I mean, once you get a max Aegis rank, it is a unit to be reckoned with. I think it's the ability just to keep spraying down in your core, your smart core, and just have unlimited ammo, as well as the 2 power shots. You know, you get at the very last Aegis upgrade you get all the Legion kits added on, so you got more ammo, you can move faster while shooting. It is just fantastic in terms of being able to hold like a little alleyway really well. Legion also has like really decent health. Its mobility is quite low, but things like this where you can use the power shot and completely bypass Titan's doom state, it is fantastic in instances like that. But also this is one of my favorite Aegis upgrades in the entire game, where you use I think it's called the drill shot, where when you use shots like this and you pierce through Titans, it increases damage the more Titans it pierces through. So the one at the back will get absolutely obliterated. It is really good. And also the rounds, just the normal rounds that you shoot, also pierce through, but they don't do stack damage. So if you have any sort of Titans in a line, they are gone. They are gone if you use this Titan. It is really good. I really love it for those simple upgrades. I think it just makes it a really fun Titan to play, but also that power shot just instantly killing pretty much anything it touches. If you can get the health down low enough and just finish them off, it is so good. And especially for nuke Titans, because if you bypass that doom state, it means they don't go nuclear and explode in your face. So you can kind of clean up a pathway of nuke Titans without risking damage to you or your teammates. So it's really good in that aspect, but you do have to get it to those higher levels first. I think at the lower level, like a basic stock Legion, isn't as good, but that's not what we're here to judge. Like, look at this shot. We're going to line them up, infinite ammo, and we're going to use a little drill shot and just really nail that one at the back. I mean, come on. That's good. 17,000 score on a final wave. Very good. Legion all round. In its final state, it's hard to find something wrong with it, again, other than its mobility. So with that being said, I think Legion is definitely up in A rank. Now, I wouldn't put it above Monarch for the simple fact of Monarch has the mobility on Legion. If it's on firepower, I think Legion does take it, but just being able to have that mobility and on bigger maps just to reposition yourself and get into the action a lot faster, I think Monarch for me takes it. There may be a couple of maps where you don't need to reposition yourself, maybe like Rise, and Legion maybe shines through, but I think overall, given the entire map pool, I think Monarch is just the better overall pick, but that is just my opinion at the end of the day. Okay, so Legion was pretty good, and I think it ranks pretty well. So on to the next Titan, which will be, we'll give this a good old spin, see which one's coming up next. Who's it gonna be? Who's it looking like? Ion, but no, is it gonna tick into Tone? It's gonna tick into Tone. Okay, Tone it is. Tone. Let's get Tone out of the way. This should be good. So Tone was definitely the problem child. Tone was one that I really struggled with, and it wasn't really until that a subscriber of mine, Roman Doom, big shout out, he actually made a video showing me how to properly use Tone. Now yes, did he get a great map for it? Yes, I think Homestead is a fantastic map for Tone, but I mean, he got luck of the draw here. I don't think he chose to do what map. War Games we got here, not the greatest map, but we still tried to make it work. But Tone was just such a problem child because its gun, its main big 40mm gun, does absolutely no damage. It is just a support weapon for the missiles. The missiles is where the damage is at. But the key to Tone is being able to lock more than one enemy at a time. You want to lock as many enemies as you can before you fire the missiles. Now obviously instances like this where there's only one enemy on my screen, you're only ever going to lock one at a time. It's just a waste of time trying to find other enemies. But even looking at this, against infantry, the explosive, like the main gun, is really good. Against grunts and stalkers, fantastic. Even against drones like that, absolutely fantastic. But instances like this, we try and use the sensor ping as well, as long with one of Tone's kits that does a second pulse on that sensor ping, just to give us more lock-ons. Is very, very crucial, and something that I didn't use during the main series. It was something that Roman Doom and a couple other subscribers that kind of told me, here, if you use this, you'll probably find Tone a bit easier. So I went back and I did another video, Justice for Tone, where I think I did do it justice, and we got more out of the Titan than what we did in the main series. But if you can get certain maps, I think Tone is definitely map specific. You know, I would really only take it on either Homestead or Rise. But the Titan is good. It does have that potential, but is it an all-round? Can it perform the same, like say, as Monarch on every map? No, and I think that's okay that isn't the same, because if it can, I don't mind if it's a little bit bad or a good bit bad on some maps, but it really, really shines on others. I don't mind that. I really don't. My problem would be if it was really crap on one map, but okay-ish on its best map. So really good. But instances like you just seen there, where we were able to lock loads and loads of Titans at once, that's what you want to do with Tone. And I think if you can get that down and use it in the appropriate maps, this Titan will clean up. But even in this game, I do think we end up a game going top of the leaderboard. I think in all these games I got top of the leaderboard, but it is just very good. And you get a really cool animation. I think the execute animation is really cool. You just jump up and knee them in the face. It's kind of cool. But also just doing extra damage for your team. Its Aegis upgrades weren't that good, but I think overall the Titan's good. Not my favorite, but it's still a good enough Titan. So Tone being the problem child that she is, I have to put her B tier. I know she can be exceptional, but Tone relies on the map that you're playing far too much. I think yes, you can do good performances like you've seen in my Tone game. Yes, you can get top of the leaderboard, but I think Tone really only shines on 2 or 3 maps at most. So for that reason, it is high B tier, but personally I cannot put Tone in A just because of how map specific the Titan is. Okay, 3 Titans left. What will the last... Okay, 3 Titans left. What will the next one be? Let's spin and find out. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Ronin? Ronin potentially? Is it gonna be Ronin? Yes, it's Ronin. Okay. Alright, let's give Ronin a once over. So here we are. The prodigal son has returned. Ronin, the absolute beast. Everyone was constantly telling me throughout the series, wait until you get Ronin. And to be honest, I didn't really believe it. And even in the early on stages of Ronin, kind of the similar to Legion, I was like, I don't really see it. Like, I do see it more than Legion, but my gosh, when you get this Titan fully max ranked and you pick the right kit for it that like extends the duration, and then the Aegis rank that gives you double duration on your sword core, this Titan absolutely cleans house. This is one of arguably the best Titan. Now in my opinion, I would maybe say a different one, but we'll find out after we rank it. But it is one of the best Titans. The sword core you get is absolutely fantastic. You can wreck face, but the problem with Ronin is that you have low health and you need to be able to start the wave with good health. This wave we joined on wave 4, and therefore we didn't have at the beginning of wave 4 we didn't have our sword core ready. That was one of the failures of this, so I had to expend a lot of health in order to get that sword core and then start doing damage. If you can start the wave with full shield and your sword core, you are going to last a lot longer than if you don't have it at the beginning of a wave and then you try and get it to basically get your health back, because you're going to deplete your health so much. And here we actually die. So we die there, and then we actually fail that round, so we have to reset. But this time I am much more conscious with my health, and I preserve my health, and I'm able to start my sword core with a lot more health. and therefore I can extend the duration. I'm a lot more comfortable in what I can do, and I can keep the sword core going. It is on a timer, but once you have that Highlander kit where you can, the kills extend the duration. I think it is only Titan kills, but if you combine that with the final Aegis upgrade that doubles the length of the sword core, you can pretty much be in a sword core state the entire wave if you use it correctly. Maps like this are fantastic because you can break lines of sight. Maps like forward base maybe aren't as good, but they're still quite open. But maps you can break lines of sight and keep your momentum going, fantastic. But you can just pop from side to side. Ronin would go really well with Dry Dock because it's a big open map. You can kind of break lines of sight and you can just pop from corner to corner, and the sword swipe also can do damage to more than one Titan at a time. So if they're all bunched together, you can get loads of kills, but you do have to be careful with nuke Titans because you don't get the sword core replenishment until the Titan explodes, so just do keep that in mind. But look at this, just being able to pop from one side of the map to the other and just absolutely dominate and do insane damage. This Titan is one of the best, and the phase dash there is absolutely fantastic. You get an Aegis upgrade that lets you travel further in it, and if you take more boosts as well, I mean, just be mobile with this Titan because the damage is there. You don't need to add any more damage, just take mobility and level it up as much as you can. Look at that, almost 3,200 in one wave. So after such a performance like that, you cannot put this Titan anywhere but S tier. But the problem comes, is it better than Scorch? And this is the problem I've been having ever since I reviewed these Titans. Which one goes where? I would almost put Ronin above Scorch, and I know that's crazy because I absolutely love Scorch, but there's something about Ronin that I think if you can work Ronin properly, I think the best Ronin player and the best Scorch player, it's so hard. I can't even finish that sentence. It's so controversial, but I don't know. These two are interchangeable, maybe map dependent. If you maybe have a little bit wider open map and you need mobility like Exoplanet, Ronin is a lot better because you can reposition yourself. But if you had somewhere like, I don't know, Rise or Blackwater Canal, Scorch might be a little bit better. So these two are definitely interchangeable, and I really don't know where to put them. I would maybe put Scorch just because when you don't have that sword core with Ronin, you are very exposed. Like, it's very hard to get that sword core back without sacrificing a lot of health. So I think I'll maybe end it like that. I think that's what we'll go for. Scorch overall. Now, with Ronin in her correct place, we will now move on to the final two Titans. So this will obviously deem which one will be next, obviously, but then which one will be our final one too. So this will give us the order of the last two. So once again, let's spin, or for the final time even, let's spin to who we get. Northstar. We're going to finish on Ion. That's not bad. That's not bad. Okay, Northstar it is. So Northstar was a Titan that I really didn't expect to enjoy, but it actually was such a unique Titan, and it was really fun actually. The whole sniper aspect I really enjoyed. So yes, we are back on the same map as our Ronin Exoplanet, but I mean, it still held up pretty well even compared to Ronin, which is a big thing. Now we are playing with a Monarch there who does take all the kills. But what's new with Monarch? But being able to use Northstar effectively is something that I had to learn. It was pretty much a learning curve. The traps plus the two missiles there and then shooting them is really key to playing Northstar, which you wouldn't think it would be such a big deal, but it really is. I find taking the two traps kit was a lot more beneficial than, like, say, the piercing rounds, even though they are very like, you do want to take them. It's very easy to try and take them. But the twin traps, I think, just being able to hold your enemy and stop them advancing, and it was something I actually learned on this map, was that the twin traps were something very crucial to take. Because say those Titans, if they just keep walking you down, it's not great for Northstar. So being able to put the two traps down and then seeing even firing those two missiles, if Titans in Doomsday that you seen earlier, you can just walk away and know those missiles will take care of the Titan. You also have what I think is the best execution in the game, where you sweep the legs from underneath them and then like railgun point blank into the cockpit. Very, very good. But instances like this is maybe where you do want those piercing rounds. But to be honest, I think just overall the twin traps work better. Its core ability there, it is good, it is damaging, but it's probably one of the weaker core abilities, so don't rely on it to get you out of like an extremely sticky situation. Also, the little missiles like that can destroy drones, which is absolutely excellent. I didn't really know that till maybe about halfway through, so it is very good if you can use it properly and the drones aren't flying too high. But again, instances like this, do you take the piercing rounds? And it is very convincing to take it in those points, but it's whether or not you will get those instances that you will take them. But Northstar is so much fun. I really didn't think I was going to enjoy the map as much as I did, but it was very, very good. We again got top of the leaderboard. It was really good. See maps on like forward base, you can get, I've got extreme scores with Northstar, so very, very all good round Titan, very fun. So like I said, Northstar for me was definitely a big surprise. I wasn't really expecting to enjoy the Titan as much as I did, and for it to perform as well as it did, but it really shone through for me. So for that, I have to put it in A tier. I don't think it is as good as a Legion or Monarch, but it is definitely very close. I think for what you get, I think the Titan just somehow does perform fantastically once you get it to that max Aegis rank. Even before that, it's still half decent, but very, very good, very surprised, and I would 100% not change my mind on where I put Northstar. But last, but certainly not least, is Ion. Ion has to be one of my most favorite Titans in the game. It is just such a good all-rounder. It is like Monarch, it is such a good all-rounder. Being able to take out stalkers like this effectively, being able to damage Titans really well. This Ion laser core that just absolutely shreds through Titans like that, like come on. And then you have an Aegis upgrade that extends the duration of that laser core with each and any kill. It's any kill, whether it's a Grunt, a Reaper, a Titan, any kills extend the duration of that laser core. So absolutely fantastic ability. Really probably one of the best core abilities in the game when paired with the Aegis upgrade that you get for it. But the damage you get for it is fantastic, especially on that wide shot. But to be able to utilize this wide shot, you want to be making sure that your energy stays high. Energy is the name of the game with Ion. If you don't keep that energy up, you're kind of lost. Being able to keep that energy up, and I think there is a kit, I think it's a kit that basically means if you hit the weak points, you will regain the energy rather than lose it. So that is absolutely key, and that's how I play Ion, is being able to just constantly be in the main damage mode. I never ever use like the single shot. I'm always shooting in the wide shot just so I can get as much damage as possible, but also aiming at those weak points as best I can to keep the energy up. And maybe, you know, you don't kill a Titan fully with the main clip, you use the power shot to finish them off while they're in the doom state. If you can land that power shot on a weak point, you will pretty much kill them. I think if they're just a little bit below full health on that doom state, you will definitely kill them. So very, very good. I think again with that wide shot, you do have the ability to damage multiple Titans at once. This Titan is just such a good all-round Titan. See if you just want to switch your brain off and just not think about having to do a strategy and positioning. And again, Ion's pretty mobile as well. Not as mobile as like Northstar or Ronin, but still pretty mobile. You can just kind of switch your head off and just look at this. Look at the length that we get. Look at the absolute killing spree we get with this Ion laser core. Crazy, absolutely crazy. And we almost get the kill on that Tone Titan. Really, really, really good, and it just shows you the potential of this Titan. You know, here's Nuke Titans who have pretty big health pulls. You can finish one with an entire clip aiming at the weak point. Very, very good. It's just an all-around good. I really struggle to find a difficulty with Ion, other than if you don't aim for the weak point, you're going to run out of energy pretty quickly. The trip mines I don't really use that often. I maybe use the vortex shield every now and again, but I'm just more about just keeping the damage out. If I'm not using a laser core, if I'm not reloading, if I'm not using the laser shot, then I don't know what I'm doing. You know, I'm always trying to use those abilities. But Ion is definitely a very good Titan. It doesn't really have a unique standout ability. It's just a really solid all-round Titan, and you get it really early on. It's one of the first Titans you get. So fantastic, 2000 score, really good. Ion, very much up there in my opinion. So really good Titan. And like I said, last but certainly not least, we have Ion. Ion for me is one of the all-round Titans, the same as Monarch, but I don't know whether it is just beside Monarch or just above Monarch. It's very hard, and for me, it is very difficult. I feel like the two are very similar, but as to where I'm going to put it, I'm maybe going to put it here, just beneath Monarch. And maybe the deciding factor for that in my head is the fact that Monarch's execution, you can get health back. That extra ability of Monarch just to regain health, I think is really crucial, and you can also heal teammates. I think mobility is really similar. I think damage is insanely similar. Maybe even Ion creeps out the damage overall. I don't know if that's on paper, but I think Monarch just being able to regain that health as well does put it. Would I put Ion above Legion? I think yes. Again, the mobility, I think the damage is quite similar, but I think this is my tier rating for all the Titans, and I think that's it. I don't think there's another iteration of it, so I think that is about it. And so with the completion of the tier list is also the completion of this video. So two things: the journey of playing this series, this Titanfall series, has been such a pleasure. It's what started my YouTube channel, and it's crazy to be here exactly 1 year later posting the final video for the series. And then it kind of ties into the year anniversary of the channel, and I just want to say a big thank you to everybody who has subscribed, who's watched, who's liked, who's commented, who's just interacted with the video. I really do appreciate it, and I'm excited to see where this goes, and I hope you guys really join me for the ride. But I think that about does it for this video, about does it for this series. There's much more to come on the channel, so if you'd like to stick around, I would absolutely adore that. But yeah, without further ado, that about does it for this video, guys. So I hope you have enjoyed the video, and I hope you enjoyed the rest of your day even more. I've been Adequate, and I will see you in the next video.